to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2015, and this is episode 138, which we had hoped to record outside, but apparently spring has retreated and winter has taken over again, and we can't do that today. Maybe another day. We had good plans. We really did. We were having gorgeous spring weather last week, and then all of a sudden, winter took over again. It makes me sad and mad. Grr. Okay, but we're going to record inside for you today, just like normal. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you. To all our returning viewers. And a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoy the show. Damaris, we had some people introduce themselves in our Ravelry group this week. I can't talk. Why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Shannon, who is Mama Jim from Texas. Cindy, who is K5 Smile from North Carolina. Alice, who is China Knits from the UK. ZT, who is Crafty ZT from Nevada, and I'm pretty sure this one is Bray Canine from the Netherlands.
Welcome. Glad to have you. So Damaris, if somebody is watching right now and they are not a member of their Ravelry group, of our Ravelry group, what should they do?
Join.
And then?
Introduce yourself in our introductions thread, and you'll get a shout out on our next episode.
That's right. And if you're not a member of the group, you can't enter into cows and giveaways. So it's really a good idea to join. Yes?
Yep.
All right. Well, we have quite a bit to talk about today. My works in progress have kind of pushed to their max limit. I don't have enough hours in the day to even knit on all of them every day. It's insane. But yeah. And we have some winners giveaway and lots of other stuff in between. So here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Mare?
I'm still doing my worm hat by Katharina Knopp.
It's growing.
Yes.
What are you using for it?
I'm using US 6 4mm needles, and the yarn is, this one is Easy Knits Arcadia in the Kirk colorway, and this one is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the Poppy Seed colorway.
Yes. And so how many repeats are you at now?
6.5.
6.5.
And I need 10 total.
Okay. You're getting close. And then there's just a little bit of decreases. So, yeah. Well, you're making very good progress on that. Is there anything else you're working on this week?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to lean forward so I can scroll because I've got a whole list of projects here and I don't think they're even going to all fit in the screen. So I'm going to have to probably scroll again in a minute. So, which bag? If y'all could see my lap, it's piled. In my design bag, I am working on the Indiebra Yarn Crawl 2015 socks. And so Jess just finished the exclusive colorway that I can't show you yet. But I just picked it up from her Monday. So I finished the toe-up version of the sock that I was using other yarn for. I can't show you the pattern, but I'll show you that I did finish the toe-up sock. I'm doing it on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles, and this pink yarn is Holiday Yarns Flock Sock in the Pink Lady colorway. So since Jess finished dyeing the yarn, I'm going to set the second sock of this to the side, and I'm going to cast on the cuff down version of the pattern in the yarn that Jess dyed. Does that make sense? I hope so. And then once I knit both the toe up and cuff down in the colorway, I'll come back and knit the second sock. I get to keep the pink socks because the other socks will be good for displaying. Brilliant, right? Okay, that one's done. Let's throw that on the floor. And I think it's in this bag. I am doing the halfway there. Are you laughing at me?
I'm just shaking my head.
I know. Everything's falling. I am doing the Halfway There shawl by Vera Valimaki. I am calling it my "Oh, oh, we're halfway there, oh, oh, living on a prayer" shawl. Yeah? Okay, the yarn is like all twisted. Here we go. So I have made some progress on this. Can you grab the bottom and kind of pull it down? Okay, so it's a crescent-shaped shawl. So all the three of the yarns are Rainbow Heirloom Lush Light. The gray color is Apparition. The turquoise is Blue Raspberry. And the purple is Princess Rockstar. So I have, let's see here, 8 stripes of each of the contrast colors. I think that puts me at like halfway, but it's not technically halfway through the shawl because the rows grow. So, and actually I think I'm going to have extra yarn. I know I'll have extra of the contrast, but I think I'm going to have extra of the purple, so I may just keep going till I run out of yarn to make it a little deeper. So, there is that project. Then, we have my Mama Vertebrae, which is a pattern by Kelly Brooker, and I'm on US 2's 2.75 needles, and US 3's 3.25 needles. And I'm using Yarn-A-Rama yarn in the cerise colorway. And I have good news, if I can find it. Sleeve 1 is done! And sleeve 2 is on the needles. And I have knit all the way from right there, that's where I put the stitches back on the needles, all the way up here. That's a lot. You're not going to be affirming and saying, way to go, Mama?
I'm in awe.
You're in awe. So, but I figured out, because you know how, if you've watched for a while, you know how I can be about, I'll make a goal of something to see about getting it done. And I have discovered if I knit 11 rows on the sleeve every night, I will be done with it in time to wear it in London. I'm trying to match these up so that I can show you, but they are not cooperating. Okay, kind of. So I have about that much more to go. But I think I can get it done in time for London. All right. Then next up, because we're not done yet, we still have 3 more bags on my lap. Let's scroll a little bit so we can get the yarn. Oops, too far. There we go. Next up, I have the Christmas stockings that I'm knitting for my sister. The pattern is Mix and Match Socks by Nancy Lindberg. And this is the second stocking out of 6. I'm on US 8's 5mm needles, and the yarn is Cascade 220. The gray is the Grist colorway, the red is Christmas red, and the green is Highland green. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have one more repeat of the color of the red, and then put the yarn in for the afterthought heel. I'm pretty sure it's just one more repeat. So I am making good progress on that. And then I cast on a pair of CC's Vanilla Cappuccino socks on US 1.5's 2.5mm needles. That's a free pattern of mine on Ravelry. So this is Knit Global sock yarn in the Mountain colorway. So these are not for me. These are for somebody special, but they watch the podcast sometimes, so I'm not going to say who it is. It's a secret. But I measured these just before we started recording, and I need about 13 to 14 more rows before I'm ready for the heel. So I'm hoping to get those rows done while we're recording here, and then put the heel in so that I can knit on the leg, just round and round in circles, while we're at the Avengers movie tomorrow. Because we're going to see the movie tomorrow.
The police don't like that.
Apparently not. Craziness. And then I have...
Still there.
I know. They think I'm crazy. They're coming to get me.
The police.
The police.
Sirens.
Yeah. I have drank the Kool-Aid.
We don't have any Kool-Aid. We haven't for some time now.
but I drank it because, you guys, I cast on a sock yarn blanket.
Like me?
Not the same pattern. No, I'm not doing Hexapuffs. I am doing the 10 stitch zigzag by Frankie Brown. And here is my official name for my project. This is a Gilmore Girls reference. Are you ready? When you think I'll zig, I'll zag. Then when you think I'm gonna zag, I do zag, just to mess you up for the next time when I might zig. Blanket. This is on US 4's 3.5 mil needles. And I will talk about the needles when we get to Yummies. But I have started with the first color. This is, because I'm just going to do all this leftover sock yarn. This is Highland Handmaid's Sugar Maple Sock Yarn in the Uber colorway. And after having discussions with the hubs, I am apparently making this blanket 7 feet wide. So I've done 2 repeats of the zig and the zag. So you zig one way and then you zag the other way. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. And the thing I really like about it, beyond I just love the zigzag look of it, is that you don't have to sew the pieces together. So when I get ready to start the second strip, I will pick up a stitch each row to connect the new colorway to this colorway. So all that you'll have to do is just weave in all your ends. But I am planning to do that as I go so that I don't have a zillion ends to weave in afterwards. So there we go. And I finally found a good use for my needle nook, which is made by Slip Stitch Studios. And this was the goodie in the Doctor Who Companion Sock Club 2nd edition that I did with Julia. And I believe she has some of these left. So if you're interested in a needle nook, check out pandiasjewels.com. It's got a zipper in it, and I love it. That is everything that is on my needles. I told you it was insane. How long did I talk for? Like 35 minutes?
No, like 10 minutes.
That was like 6 projects, Damaris. I have to now kind of plan it out and go, okay, I have to do these each day and then pick one other one that I do some work on. Because it's insane. All right, well, I guess we should probably move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our finished projects.
So what did you finish this week, Mare?
A blanket square. It's a secret.
Hold it a little bit closer so maybe they can... There we go. Now you can see the texture. So what is this pattern? It is a secret.
It's the All Washed Up by Jill Arnouche.
That's what I would say, Arnouche. So what did you use for it?
Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash Sport in the Plum Crazy. And the needles I used were US 7s, 4.5 millimeters.
So you finished that, and so now we need to block it.
Mm-hmm. I did it in 2 days.
You did. It was very fast. Wasn't the pattern easy to remember? Mm-hmm. Because you had knit another secret square, but when we blocked it, the sizing did not work out. Mm-hmm. So you tried this one instead. So yay! Way to go for finishing a project. Yay. So we just need to block it now. Mm-hmm. And then all I finished this week is just my weekly preemie hat. This is number 17 for this year. This is from my free pattern on Ravelry, the top-down preemie hat pattern. This was on US 6's, 4 mil needles. And the pink is King Cole Merino Blend DK in the dusky pink colorway. And then I'm not sure what the burgundy was. It was, somebody gave me some leftovers. So that's hat number 17 for this year. Yay! I like it. It's very pink and girly. And that's everything we finished. All right, well, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. And I want to say a big thank you. Love you guys so much for your support for my Stripy Sleeves of Warmth pattern. So I had a 72-hour giveaway over the weekend. If you joined my Ravelry group for my designs, I gifted the pattern to you. So the pattern now is still available, but now it's a 2-step process. So first you have to join my Java Pearl Designs CC Almond group on Ravelry. This is a separate group from the podcast group. There was a little bit of confusion, but there's the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group, and then there's my Java Pearl Designs CC Almond group. So you have to join that group, and then find the introduction thread and introduce yourself in it. And when I respond to your introduction post, I will then also gift you the Stripy Sleeves of Warmth pattern. Cool? So it's a recipe for how to make it, and it's very adjustable, so you could do it for any size. And I talk about the process that I used of rolling a die to determine the width. So I love them, and I wear them very, very often, and they're fun. And we had fun doing the photo shoot. Damaris was a superhero. Mm-hmm. You'll see the photo in GJ Crafty Pad, because that was your photo for this week. So, yay. I also was gifted a pattern this week. I'm going to put the picture of the pattern on the screen now. This is the Hana Ho, hopefully I said that right, by Melski. And it's a really cool cardigan, and I think it would look really nice on you. It's got this gorgeous collar and detail. Unfortunately, it's not my size, so I'm a bigger girl, and some patterns aren't sized that way, and that's fine. But I think it would be a really cute pattern on you.
You think a lot of things would be cute on me.
Yeah, you just have to find the time to knit them, because I don't have time to knit them for you, unfortunately. I do knit things for you sometimes. Yes. So thank you, Mel. It's a very beautiful cardigan, and I appreciate it. So I did a smidget of shopping this week at Ginger Twist Studio, because we popped in there to pick up the Indiebro Yarn Crawl yarn. So I bought a skein of yarn. This is West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply, and this is in the Blue Tit colorway. This is from their Birds line. Tweet. I'm trying to see, I think that one right there is the Owl colorway, which I knit the hubs a pair of socks. And then I think it's this one right here is the Pheasant colorway, and I knit a pair of socks for myself out of it. So this is going to be birthday socks for a friend of ours. I didn't have anything masculine enough in the stash that was not already set aside for Daddy, for the hubs. So I picked this up to knit for him. I'm probably going to knit on these on my London trip. So that. And then I told you I would talk about needles when I was talking about my my new zigzag blanket.
Your sworn enemy.
I do not own, up until Monday, I did not own a set of DPNs. I think when I started knitting 10 years ago, I had a few sets, but I tried them and didn't like them. And so I gifted them all away and have not owned a set of DPNs probably in 8 or 9 years. However, this blanket is such, the pattern is written such that you only have 10 stitches on your needle at any one time. So the cable from the circular needles that I normally use, because I don't use straights either, so the cable from the circular needle was going to get in the way. So I bought a set of Hiya Sharps in the they're US 4s 3.5mm needles. They're the 6-inch DPNs. So there's 5 of them in the set, but I'm only using 2 of them. And that way the cable from the circular needle is not in the way. So I'm not really knitting them DPN style. I'm not using 5 of them or 4 of them to knit. But I did purchase my sworn enemy DPNs to knit my zigzag blanket. And thusly, I'm putting them into my needle nook. So there's the stitches on the needle in there, and then you snap the little snaps, and your stitches won't fall off the needle while it's in your project bag. Brilliant, right? So I did purchase my sworn enemy, but I'm not technically using it the way that most people use it. So I think I'm okay. Is there any yummies you wanted to talk about, Damaris, that I didn't put in the show notes? It's been kind of a quiet week.
No.
Yeah, just normal life stuff going on around here. So, but we are going to see, what's the full name of the movie?
Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron tomorrow for the hub's birthday.
No, sorry. Marvel's Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Because they apparently put Marvels in front of everything. Just in case you didn't know. We'll talk about more of that about that in what we're watching. Okay, so then let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Mare?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge, and you take a look at our prompt list for the month, and then you take a picture related to the prompt for that day, and then you post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
So we released yesterday the May list. So May, we're trying something a smidge different. We are throwing in, so we're using some of the things that we used last year in May, which last year in May it was like shapes and design element type things. But there were some that were really difficult to photograph after we put them as a prompt. So what we did is we chose some of those that were easier to do, like circle, square, straight, top down, bottom up, frog, ribbit, ribbit. But we also threw in some emotions. So we've got like happy and gratitude and shocked and amused. But then we also put in a few numbers. I'm trying to look to see what else. A few colors. M is 4 is one of them. Spring, because hopefully spring will quit retreating and will actually come back in May. Things like that. So our theme for May is not just a one thing theme. It's shapes and design elements and emotions and a few other things. So we can't just say the theme is alphabet or whatever for May, but it should be fun. I'm really excited about some of them and all of them, but it'll be fun to see how different people interpret them. So the May list has been posted everywhere, and it's never too late to join in, so take some photos. So Mare, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
That's right, so here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos for the week. Great job, everybody, and keep taking your photos and tagging them. Did you notice how many photos had been tagged with the hashtag when we were picking them out?
No.
There's a lot. So, fun. You should join in. All right, Mare, let us talk about upcoming events we will be attending. Am I first?
Yes.
All right, I'm knitting. I will be knitting there.
You are knitting.
I am knitting, and I will be knitting there. I will be attending I Knit Fandango, which is Friday and Saturday the 15th and 16th of May, so it's only like a little over 2 weeks away, at the Royal Horticultural Halls, Linley Hall, Westminster, London. Whew. And I will be vending there with my friend Sam from Knit Run Dig Project Bags. And they let us know this week that the vendor market is completely full. There are almost 50 vendors. Wow, that's a lot. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting a much smaller one. So if you're going to be in London or in that area, you should definitely come and visit us at our booth. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So it should be a lot of fun. Mare, why don't you talk about the next one?
The Indie Bra Yarn Crawl 2015 is going to be held here in Edinburgh on Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of June.
That's right. So it includes which 3 yarn shops?
Ginger Twist Studio, Kathy's Knits, and Bee Inspired Fibers.
That's right. And there are classes. There's a link in the show notes to sign up for classes. And we visited with Jess on Monday, and they are having a new logo made for the yarn crawl. And as long as timing works out, Jess is going to reveal that logo on our podcast. So fingers crossed that everybody's timeline works out, since I'll be going out of town to London. Hopefully it'll be ready before then, and we will get to pop in and do a little segment with her and see what the new logo looks like. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for more and more details as we get closer to those days. All right, and now we're going to talk about the Geeky Puffin Knitpalooza. Do you want to tell them about it?
It's a retreat that we're hosting together with Sam, who's Stealth Dragon on Ravelry from Knit Run Dig, and I'll be here in Edinburgh at the Gillis Centre in Morningside, and it's Thursday, October 29th through Sunday, November 1st.
And where should they go to find out more information and sign up?
geekypuffinknitpalooza.blogspot.co.uk.
That's right. Well, Damaris, we had some exciting news that we announced about the retreat yesterday.
Really?
Yes. Do you know what it was?
Yes.
What was it?
I think you're more suited to talk on
You
the
want
topic.
me to talk about it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we announced the vendors that will be at the vendor market. So on Saturday, which is the 31st of October, we will be having a vendor market at the retreat. And in the morning, it will be open to retreat attendees. And then for a little bit in the early afternoon, it will be open for the general public. And we are still working on the details for the cost and things and the exact times for when it'll be open for the general public. So just stay tuned for that. But here are the vendors for the vendor market. And I'm going to put their logos on the screen, hopefully. Hopefully that worked out. Otherwise, you're just seeing our faces while we talk. So first up is Java Pearl Designs. That's me. So I will be having all of my patterns there. Knit Run Dig, who is Sam, who is co-hosting the retreat with us. She will have her project bags. And I video chatted with her actually yesterday, and she showed me some of her new sizes and of bags, and I'm excited to see them in person, but also to know she's going to have some fabulous things at the retreat. Then we have, I never pronounced this right, Damaris. Do you know how to pronounce it correctly?
Afaya.
Is it Afaya? So this is Kirsten, who is one of our teachers for the retreat, and she is going to be selling her patterns at the retreat, at the vendor market. Then we have Ginger Twist Studio, which is our local yarn shop, which is owned by Jess. She is going to have a booth with her hand-dyed yarn and maybe a few other types of yarn and things such as that. Her hand-dyed is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We love it. Next up is Pandia's Jewels, who is my friend Julia Nimrus. She is the one that I collaborate most often with her yarn and my patterns, especially all the Doctor Who stuff. But we also did the Outlander kit together. So she will be coming across the pond with her hand-dyed yarns and maybe a few other things as well. Then we have Rainbow Heirloom, which is done by our friend Emily. She will be there with a booth with all of her gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous yarns. Then we have Spin Pretty, which is a business that's new to us. She will be there with her hand-dyed fibers. And then we have Tin Can Knits, which is also Emily, the same Emily from Rainbow Heirloom. She will actually have a booth with Rainbow Heirloom and Tin Can Knits both in it. So she'll have Tin Can Knits patterns and books with her Rainbow Heirloom yarn. And finally, we will have Treadling Woman, who does bags and fabric storage and things like that. So that is our lineup for the retreat vendor market. There's potential we might add a couple more or so vendors But at this moment, this is the vendor list, and we are very, very excited. We have linked them in the show notes, so you should go investigate and buy. We aim to enable. And check out their exciting stuff. So we're very excited to have those vendors, and the retreat is in 6 months. It'll be here before we know it. All right, well, I think that's everything about the retreat, so let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
So, are you reading anything, Mare?
Not really. I'm working on school stuff.
Yeah, with the books that you just finished reading. Yeah. Well, I am still reading Found, A Story of Questions, Grace, and Everyday Prayer by Mika Boyette. This is my nonfiction book number 5 for the year. And I am at about, I think I'm between like maybe 60 to 65% done with the book. I am so enjoying it, and I don't want it to end. She has a brilliant storytelling voice, and it's a really, really good book. I would recommend it. And then fiction-wise, I'm rereading The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini, and I am rereading the second book, Eldest. And I'm thinking I must be getting pretty close to the end of it. We have a collection on our Kindle where the first 3 books of the series, Aragon, Eldest, and Brissinger, are together in one volume. So it's hard to figure out when one book ends. You know, because it doesn't say it correctly in the percentage. It tells you what percentage of all 3 books you're reading. So I'm not sure, but I feel like I should be getting close to the end of the second book. And that's everything that I'm reading. So we probably should talk about TV. You want to start, Mary?
Sure, we're rewatching season 2 Star Trek Enterprise.
Yes, and enjoying that.
Yeah.
But we have taken a wee hiatus from that because we are watching
Marvel's Daredevil. Season 1.
Because Marvel's has to go in front of everything. So why don't you tell us about this series?
Ooh.
It's direct to Netflix. It's a Netflix
Yes.
and original.
Yeah, so we're all 13 episodes are on there, so you just stream through it.
Yep.
Okay, so it's about Matt Murdock, who is Daredevil. I'm probably gonna copy this straight from IMDb. A blind lawyer whose senses have been super enhanced. So by day he is a lawyer, by night he is the man without fear.
Okay. So, the Hubs and I actually watched the first episode without Damaris to see what we think, because there is quite a lot of violence in it. So, but we've watched the first, 3 episodes?
Yes.
And we think that you're handling it okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
So, we're enjoying watching that.
Yeah.
We are also watching season 3 of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and we only have the season finale of season 3 left, which is The Wedding. So we will most definitely finish up season 3 before next week's episode. I am currently still watching Felicity season 4. I'm not quite to the halfway point yet, but this is the final season, so trying to finish it out. Then the Hubs and I played catch up on 3 different series. So we finished watching Covert Affairs. I think we just had a couple episodes left when we recorded last week. So that series is over. We watched the final season of White Collar, which I think was like 6 episodes. So it brought things to a close. Final episode made me cry my eyes out. And so now we're watching Rizzoli and Isles, the second half of season 5. And I think we just have 1 episode left of it. And then season 6 of that starts in mid-June. But I think we're going to do the same thing where we wait and let them get through half of the season. And then when they take their hiatus, we'll watch all of it at once. And then I'm not sure what's next on the list after we finish Rizzoli and Isles. Oh, I bet I know. I think it's a CBS show. What is it called? With the guy, his wife was killed and he was trying to find her killer, and he fell in love with the lady he worked with.
The Mentalist?
Yeah, that one. The Mentalist. There's one season of it that we have not watched, and then that series is ended. So I think that'll be what we watch next. All right, you want to talk about the next thing?
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Marvel's.
2.18, the frenemy of my enemy.
And I knew who it was going to be from the get-go.
Who is it?
Oh, what's his name? I know his face. I'm so bad with names. Oh, what's his name? He pretended he was good, but he's really bad. Ward, that's his name. So they're working with him now.
Yeah.
Did they name their company Marvel because they're marvelous?
I don't know.
That'd be kind of funny. So you want to say anything else about the episode?
No.
What's the next one?
2.19, The Dirty Half Dozen, which was on last night.
So we'll watch it tonight after the hubs gets home. We're also watching Criminal Minds Season 10. I think we're probably getting close to the end of... I think the season finale of it should be coming up. Well, most of our shows, the season finales are coming up in May. Elementary Season 3.
Yes.
Anything about it? I don't remember. Bones Season 10. Big Bang Theory Season 8. The final season series of Atlantis. Anything about any of those?
No.
Once Upon a Time Season 4. It only has one, well, it's a 2-parter episode left in its season. And we haven't heard, I don't think we've heard much of anything about what's being renewed. So, yeah. Castle Season 7.
Yes.
That one was a really cool episode. It took place completely on an oceanic air flight.
At least it wasn't Flight 815.
Yeah. Well, I say it took place completely on the airplane. So Castle and his daughter were on the plane, and then there was a murder, and so he and Alexis solved the murder with the help of, what's her name? Kate and the boys. That's what she calls them, the boys. Oh, and Lainey.
Sounds like a band.
Kate and the boys. And Lainey, and what's the other girl's name? The one that does the computer stuff? Tori, yeah. So they helped. NCIS Season 6. And then I watched Outlander 1.12 Lollybrock, which is not safe for children. Damaris does not watch or read the books. Our weekly disclaimer. It was a good episode. It wasn't my favorite of the episodes, but it was good. But they have, obviously it's adapted from the books, so there are things that they're changing. So they kind of left it at a cliffhanger, and I'm interested to see what happens in the next episode, which is 1.13 The Watch, which will be on this weekend. So that's everything we're watching. Bah.
And now we're going to talk about our March, April, May Sheepy Spring Cow.
Bah.
You're so funny.
I know.
I'm doubled over in laughter.
I could see that. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing right now. So this is our CAL that started at the beginning of March and runs through the end of May. Your projects have to be started March 1st or later and finished by the end of May. And it's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to spring. Feel free to double dip in other CALs. There's prizes, thanks to all of our sponsors. We're putting a picture of all the prizes on the screen right now. If you want details, go look at the show notes. Each project is one entry. There's a chatter thread. You have to be a member of the group on Ravelry. Is that everything?
I think so.
So why don't you tell us who finished projects this week?
Andy, Apple380, Bindi J, Cindy L. N, Christy Ray times 3, Danny 89 times 3, Denise Chang times 2, Dragon Rose, Gypsy the Dog, H. Scruggs, Inagata Danita times 6, Jessie's Girl 84, Catherine Ann, Knit One Brew 2, Knitter Joe 2, Little Angel SG2 times 2, Little Panda 518 times 2, Elle McCall times 3, Orkin Vander, P.A.Z. Scott times 3, Penny Gale times 2, Piper's Mom, P.O.K.D.E.J., Sarah Jane McKelvey, S.O.E. Dragon times 2, Tiny Dancer Knits, and Vegan Jilly times 2.
Great job, everybody. Way to go. So keep working on those projects. You have a little over a month left to enter them into the CAL. All right, let's talk about the next CAL.
And now we're going to talk about our Doctor Who inspired socks CAL.
So who are we co-hosting this with?
With Sam, who is Stealth Dragon on Ravelry from Knit Run Dig, and Julia, who is Nimrus on Ravelry from Pandia's Jewels.
Yes. So this runs from April 1st through May 31st. You have to start your socks no earlier than April 1st, and you have to finish them by May 31st. You have to knit any one of my Doctor Who inspired socks patterns, and there's quite a few out there. There's Rescue Me Chin Boy and Show Me the Stars, Socks for 10, Spoilers, Come Along Pond, Souffle Girl, Nice to Meet You Rose, Hello, I'm Captain Jack Harkness, K9 Says Affirmative, and Can Missy Say Something Nice? So those are the 9 that are currently available. There's 3 more that are going to be coming out, but not in time for the CAL unless you can knit a pair of socks in just a few days. So any one of those patterns, feel free to double dip in other CALs. The FO thread is in our group, the Geeky Girls Knit group. And there's 3. You can enter each project up to 3 times. 1 time for finishing your socks. A second time if you knit it in Pandia's Jewels yarn, any Pandia's Jewels yarn, not just her Doctor Who. And you can enter it a 3rd time if you knit, if you take a photo of your finished socks with any Knit Run Dig project bag. So up to 3 times each. There's coupon codes in the show notes. There's a list of the prizes in the show notes. Why don't you tell us who finished a project this week first?
Fjord Lord, who knit socks for 10.
Yes. That is her 2nd pair of socks that she's finished for this CAL. Good job. Then we also have a weekly winner. So what we do is we randomly choose a chatter thread. So there's chatter threads in all 3 groups, Knit Run Dig, Pandia's Jewels, and Geeky Girls Knit. So we pick one of those threads, and then we put the post numbers into the random generator, and Damaris pushes the button. And this week's winner was from which group?
The Pandia's Jewels group.
Yes, and who is that winner?
Danae, who is Nayners.
I think it's Nayners. So congratulations to Danae. Let me know which pattern you would like, and I will gift it to you. So the winner of the chatter thing gets any one of my Doctor Who inspired sock patterns, any single pattern. Is there anything else about that CAL, Damaris?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, so let's move on to the next CAL. And finally, we have the Outlander CAL, which I am co-hosting with Jasmine and Gigi from the Knit More Girls, Maria from Subway Knits, and Kristen from the Yarn Gasm podcast. It is a Instagram CAL. You have to tie your project somehow to Outlander. There's a multitude of ways based on location, color, pattern, etc. You have to post a picture of your finished project on Instagram and hashtag it with KiltMeNowCal. There's a thread in our group definitely for questions and such, a chatter thread, and I think there's ones in the other groups as well. And there's going to be prizes from each group. Here's a picture on the screen now of the prizes that I'm giving away. Thanks so much to the sponsors. If you want all the details on those, that's in the show notes. And I'll be awarding those the episode after the season 1 finale airs, which should be in late May, I believe. Somewhere in the 20s, maybe like the 23rd-ish. And then the episode following that I will the podcast episode following that, I will award the prizes. And feel free to double dip in other cows and all that stuff. So, I think that's everything for that cow. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
That's right. So we have a 2-part question this week. One question for you and one question for me. Whew, I know. Are you yawning too, or are you like... So who asks these questions, Damaris?
Katie, who is Nitty Van Cat from Canada.
All right, so do you want to answer yours first?
Sure.
Okay, so here is Katie's question for Damaris. If you could go on a vacation on MJN Air, why don't you tell us who MJN Air is?
It's from Cabin Pressure, which is a Radio 4
Comedy.
Sitcom thing.
So, which had Benedict Cumberbatch in it.
Yes, but that's not the only reason I listen to it.
I know, but I like him in it. You know, it's really, really good. I love it, love it. It's fun. Okay, so if you could go on a vacation on MJN Air, who would you want to come with you, and where would you go?
Oh, I forgot about the second part. Oh no. Okay.
So who do you want to go with you?
Either Samantha Carter or Lucy Pevensey, and the reason why is they were my first 2 female role models besides my lovely mama.
Aww, that's so sweet. So tell us who those 2 are in case somebody doesn't know the names.
Sam Carter is from Stargate SG-1, and she's a physicist and generally awesome.
Yes.
And Lucy Pevensey is from the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yes. So, where would you go?
New York, because it has a lot of pretty museums. And pretty places to go.
And Broadway musicals?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That's good. That's good. And is the whole crew of MJ and Air going to be on the plane with you?
Yes.
So, they'll be taking care of you.
Yeah, I can hang out with Arthur Shappy in my spare time.
There you go. I bet Samantha and Lucy would like him.
Okay, your turn. Okay, this is your question.
This was a hard one.
If you could have tea in the TARDIS, which Doctor would you want to have tea with, and where in time would you go with them? Oh.
The first part of the question was harder than the second part, because all the Doctors are fabulous. Can I not just have all of them go with me?
Well, if you have one, technically you have them all.
So, if I have to pick just one, I think I would go with 10, with David Tennant. Yeah. But Matt as 11 and Peter as 12 are close contenders. So, it just needs to be like in the 50th anniversary where a bunch of them were together. And I would just take all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second part.
Where in time would I go? I think I would go to the late 1800s, early 1900s, Prince Edward Island, Canada.
I wonder why.
Which is the setting for one of my favorite series of books and movies, Anne of Green Gables. And I don't know, I haven't ever been there, and I really, really, really want to go there sometime. But I love the idea of living in this tiny town where you walk everywhere or, use horses and carriages, and it's beautiful land and scenery and water, gorgeous trees, and just that lifestyle before, technology took over. So I think that's where I would go. Is that a good idea?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you to Katie for the question. You really made us think. We have been thinking about this ever since you posted it. We were like, we don't know what we're gonna say. There's too many choices. So this was a really good one. So thanks, Katie. So Damaris, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. And we will answer it as quickly as we can. All right, well, let's move on to the next segment. We're to the end of the show already. Yeah. we had a lot to talk about, but I'm like...
Where's the time gone?
I'm like, how are we already at the end? So, yeah. So, Damaris, we have a giveaway that's been going on.
Yes.
So, it is from Julie, who is Tilly Flop on Ravelry, from Tilly Flop Designs. She has an Etsy shop that is linked in the show notes. And she donated 2 of her temporary tattoos that are fabulous. I think I need one for the retreat. Yeah, might have to purchase one. So we locked the thread before we recorded, and Damaris, you put the numbers into the random number generator and hit the button. I don't know what the button says.
Generate random number.
That's it. You push that button. So our first
Push that button.
Push that button. So our first winner is going to receive this Knit Hot I Am and I Do temporary tattoo. And who is that winner?
Charlie, who is Lottie Lou, 13.
So congratulations, Charlie. And the second person is going to receive this. It's got the yarn ball with the knitting needles through it with the knit stitches inside the letters. Who is the winner of that one?
Jilly, who is Vegan Jilly.
Congratulations, Jilly. So Charlie and Jilly, contact me once you see this and let me know you've seen it, and I will get these out in the post to you. And thank you so much to Julie from Tilly Flop for donating those to the podcast. All right, I have a reminder. If you are interested in getting the Doctor Who Companions Sock Club 3rd edition, which is a collaboration between Julia of Pandia's Jewels and I, you will receive 3 skeins of her sock yarn, 3 of my sock patterns that go with the sock yarn, and 1 goodie, which is fabulous. She just sent me a picture of it. Was that yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, because she just received the goodies, and they are fabulous. Oh, I'm so excited. So the deadline to purchase your club membership for that is this Saturday, the 2nd of May, 2015. So go to pandiasjewels.com to purchase your membership. Don't miss out, because it's going to be lovely, and I'm really excited about the companions this time. 2 of the patterns are completely done, and then I took a little wee break to design the yarn crawl socks, and then I'll finish up the 3rd design. So, yeah, just a reminder to get your club membership purchased. Just a reminder that we are Amazon and Amazon.co.uk affiliates, so the links in our show notes are affiliate links, and if you purchase something by clicking through one of those links, Amazon gives us a little money back based on what you purchased, and that money's just used for shipping and prizes and badges and all the behind-the-scenes stuff that it takes to do this podcast every week. So we appreciate if you do that. Is that everything, Mare?
I think so.
Because we're recording normally next week. It's the following week that we'll be recording differently. All right, well, why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we're online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
And with that, we will tell you goodbye. We hope that spring has not retreated where you are at. And we hope that spring will come back here, because we want it to be spring.
Yep.
We want to record outside for y'all. We found this perfect spot in the park across the street that we're really excited to go over there and record. So fingers crossed that next week cooperates with us and we can go do that. Well, with that, we will tell you goodbye. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Happy knitting. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Daredevil is really good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Go watch it.
Yep.
Foggy and Matt are adorable.
Don't watch it with younger children.
Don't do that.
No. Probably maybe 14 14 and up probably could handle it. So,
Adorable.
huh?
Adorable.
Who's adorable?
Foggy and Matt.
Oh. And who's the girl that works for them?
Karen.
Karen.
She's a cutie.
But are we going to see more of the lady who was helping him? Claire?
I think so. I hope so.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about that the bad guy is, what's his face, from Criminal Intent.
The detective from Criminal Intent.
Yeah, Law and Order Criminal Intent. Oh, he was insane. What was his name? Gorin?
Something like that.
Something like that. But he's bald, completely bald in Daredevil, and I would not have recognized him at all if I didn't know he was going to be in it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's all.